prize for the judge.
Judge, the special grade one from Pontiac GTO. First peak shifter, 3-speeder 4. Pontiac Ram Air 366 horse.
One of the interesting about the Raiders and how serious musicians they were, but at the same time they had this television show in the 60s, produced by Dick Clark. And to a certain extent, it made them not taken as serious musicians. They're taken more like a prefab group like the Monkees were. But in actuality, they go back to the 50s in Idaho, where they played the club scene for years, dominated the club scene for years. Were one of the first Northwest acts to have a top 40 national hit. But by the time Where the Action Is came on, and they got even greater success from that, certain ways that took away from the legitimacy as a rock and roll band. The Northwest was almost as isolated, say, as England was. And the fans of rock and roll music, they loved R&B music, just like the people in Liverpool loved R&B music. They were both big port towns, so they had they would get introduced to this music by people selling to the port from other parts of the world. So they had access to this music that if they lived in another part of the country they may not have had. But they had their own interpretation of R&B music that was distinct, just as distinct as the Liverpool sound was, except in Northwest it had a harder sound, it was a rawer sound. They didn't have as much as a pop influence, say, as like the Liverpool sound did, which came out of the London market, I expect. But there wasn't any Northwest music market. It was just like, this is what we want to do. We want to have a good time. The kids loved it. And it sprung up places like D Street and other clubs, where every week in Portland you'd have packed with teens in the early 60s.
Back-type wheels, 60-inch spoiler airfoil. The judge will rule. Judge, the special grade one from Pontiac GTO. Pontiac Ram Air 400 cubes for action. Wide track, mag-type, polyglass shoes for traction. The judge will rule.